Hey there, Pastor Rachael here. We are continuing the conversation about mental health and COVID. We have been talking about this list called Check the Facts. It's simply a checklist that you can go through when you're having an off day or don't feel quite like yourself to see which areas you need support. Check the Facts stands for food, activity, community, television screen time, and sleep. And this week we are looking at community. Now, it's no secret that community is important. Throughout the Bible, Jesus emphasizes that we are not meant to do life alone. In a world so connected, we've never lived in a culture that's been more socially disconnected than this one. In a study done in 2004, it showed that 25% of people have nobody to confide in. That's a huge percentage. These are people who lack a close friend or someone that they can share their problems with, someone who they can process with and have someone support them through it. That is such a profound statistic because that means about 25% of people have a risk factor in their mental health, just from that factor alone. But why is community important? Why is it important that we have people in our life that we can confide in and help support us? There was a study done in the 60s that looked at a sample size of about 7,000 people. And they looked at their health practices, how they engaged in community, and they looked at how that affected life expectancy. And the outcomes were actually quite fascinating. They found that those that had unhealthy physical practices but great community support still lived longer than those that had great physical life practices but very poor community supports. What does this tell us? It tells us that we are made for community. But community doesn't just happen. It's a two-way street. We have to put ourselves out there, participate, and engage with the community around us. So maybe you're going to your church and you're not yet plugged into a small group. I want to encourage you to sign up for a small group or get connected with someone at your church. It's so important, especially during times like this, that we engage in community. If you're having a down week, I want you to ask yourself, when was the last time I saw somebody in person and had a conversation? Now, I'm not saying less than 6 feet apart. Continue to follow the guidelines. Wear a mask if it makes you feel comfortable. But it's important that we continue to engage with the community around us. When it's a particularly difficult time in your life, make every effort, an extra effort, to reach out to the community around us. Or if you know someone in your life that's struggling, reach out to them. Sometimes when you're going through a difficult time, it can be really hard to reach out. But be intentional about reaching out to the people around you. Have coffee with a friend on their porch, go do a drive-by wave, whatever you need to do, because community is so important. We are made for community. And if you're feeling down this week, make sure you check the facts and see if you need a little bit of support. I hope you have a great week, wash your hands, and we're going to continue the conversation next week.